It's been almost 1 year since Nintendo and From Software announced the Duskbloods exclusive to the Nintendo Switch 2, and if you're like me, you're kind of sitting here wondering, what do I want to play in the meantime? What do I want to fill this gap with? Because we still don't really have anything to go off of. The last thing we heard was that Hideaki Miyazaki interview that he gave pretty much immediately afterwards, but since then, we've heard nothing. So if you're like me, you're trying to figure out, okay, what do I want to do to pass this time? And I've had one game that's kind of calling back to me, and if you haven't played this one yet, I highly recommend you do, and that's Armored Core 6. I played it for the first time last year, and I'm already kind of starting my second playthrough because there's multiple endings, and in order to get the true ending for the game, you have to play it 3 times. But if you're unfamiliar with Armored Core, it's another IP owned by From Software, published by Bandai Namco, and this IP, I mean, these games go way back, like way back, like they've been making these for a while, and Armored Core 6 launched in 2023. We're still waiting to see if there's any news of a sequel, when the next one is going to be announced, but yeah, as of right now, we just have the base game, Armored Core 6, and yeah, it's, what can I say, it's really incredible once you get into it. It might seem overwhelming at first. Once you boot it up, you're like, oh my gosh, there's all these weapons, all this different customization you can do to the mech, to the AC, that really, yeah, it can feel like a lot, but once you get into it and you really start to understand your weight limits, how to really optimize a build, and there's just endless possibilities for build variety that you can kind of just swap up as you need to. Oh my goodness, it's so addictive. And one of the really nice things about this game too is if you're looking for something to kind of like hop in, play for a minute, 5, 10, 15 minutes, and then go do something else. This really is the perfect game because each of the missions, I mean, you generally only last about 5 to 15 minutes a piece. If that, in some cases. You're kind of just like going. You're going through levels really quick. And after that, you'll just go on to the next one, and there's not a lot of, it doesn't drag on. Like, this isn't like a Dark Souls or a Bloodborne or an Elden Ring even that's open world, but like, it's not a linear setup. You're not going through a continuous map. This is very much mission based, and you're kind of just following the plot, and you're making your decisions as you go to influence what ending you'll eventually reach. One of the things that's interesting with this game too is how it presents its story. With, it's all audio logs. It's all very similar to like a Metal Gear in that a lot of the dialogue is done through like the comm system. It's basically the same thing, except you never see another human in this game. It's always implied that there's another human on the other side, but you kind of grow to know these characters through their like audio log symbols and their emblems and things like that. And some of them you get attached to, and there's a lot of great moments where things happen, plot twists. I won't get into spoilers, where you're like, oh my goodness, I was attached to this character. This is a great moment with this character. And it does a really good job. It's not quite as like Dark Souls in the sense of like the story's a little bit more straightforward. It can still be a lot. Especially if you've never played any of the Armored Core games like myself, you may still need to look up some lore videos to understand, just the general premise of the world, but you're not going through the entire game going, oh, what is, I still don't understand any of it. If you can kind of follow along with the plot, which is generally straightforward, and once you kind of start to understand what the factions are, it really isn't that hard to pick up just the general idea of what the plot is going on and who you may want to side with, because that's the thing, you can kind of side with different factions, especially towards the end of the game. You're making some calls like, do I want to betray this group to work with this group, and who do I really want to see through to the end. But combat wise, this game is absolutely incredible. It really is perfect. I don't think I've played a FromSoft game where I felt like the combat was lacking. Even a game like Night Rain, where I have my gripes with some of the ways that game operates, combat is not one of them, and Armored Core 6 is the same, which this is a game I really don't have any gripes with. But combat-wise, man, it feels so good. You're going to do a lot of strafing in this game. Similar to how, like, say, in Elden Ring, you're gonna like run to the side whenever there's projectiles, and they're gonna just like barely miss you. That is so much of what this game is. You are constantly dodging left, right, trying to not get hit by those oncoming projectiles, but hopefully have a weapon fast enough to outpace your opponent and get them off guard. This game also has a very similar stagger mechanic to, say, a Sekiro, where when that meter fills, they will get staggered, and then you can go in and deal heavy damage to them. And it's that whole gameplay loop of this, you know, if you're doing like one-on-one combat, like two ACs just kind of circling each other, firing off rounds, seeing who can catch the other one off guard, just slacking just a little bit, is so rewarding. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, and maybe it's because I felt like I really understood what was going on with the mechanics of the game, I generally did not find this game hard. There's no difficulty like selector or anything like this, but for the most part, other than like 1 or 2 bosses, I really didn't struggle with this game. And even still, like, most of them were like probably max like 5 tries on those bosses. Like, it really, it just didn't, it wasn't the same difficulty level I found as like a more traditional Soulsborne game. Like, it just didn't, it wasn't that difficult to me personally. Some people may struggle with it, and it also probably depends on like whatever kind of build you're running. You know, some builds might be slower but they deal heavier damage, some builds are going to be faster but deal less damage, and you're trying to find that sweet spot in the middle, like which one's going to be just fast enough but also give me the right amount of firepower to get those staggers in, to get rid of as many enemies as possible. I was running a like plasma sword in my left hand with like missile launchers on my left shoulder, and then basically a machine gun in my right hand and a machine gun turret on my right shoulder. And that's how I played the majority of this game. And if you're looking for a build that's gonna, you know, be quick but deal a good amount of damage, that you can also kind of get in some like quick melee hits as needed, which is going to do crazy damage and crazy stagger damage, I'm gonna plug my own build here, because I think whatever I was running, it was working. Another really cool part of this game is the like arena mode. You can face off against some of the characters that you meet throughout the game, against their ACs, as well as like some other opponents, and you can kind of like rank up through that. And I did all of those. Those were really fun. But you can also, like, if you have friends that get Armored Core 6, you can play with them online and test out your ACs together and go through matches. I did that with a friend of mine, and like we were seeing who had the, you know, who had the best build, and that was a lot of fun. Armored Core is kind of like that one franchise that like exists, that I think a lot of Souls, like FromSoft Souls fans, are aware exists, but they haven't given it a try. They look at it and they're like, okay, this looks like too much for me to get into. Am I even interested in the whole mech situation? And that's fair enough. That may not be for you. This game, in my opinion, and I know some people say that it's probably more of a Souls game than the previous Armored Core games, but as me, a newcomer to the franchise, this game really is not a Souls game. It doesn't play like one. It doesn't feel like one, other than, yeah, like I said, having that stagger bar that's similar to Sekiro, and having like limited healing. Like, you have 3 repair kits, which I guess is similar to like the Estus flask or whatever, but like you can't get more of them. You can only increase how much those 3 packs can heal you, but your missions are going to be short usually, so you really don't need more than that. Like, it was very rare that I felt like I was running out and then I was like, oh man, I really wish I had more. But that, again, to be clear, this game, in my opinion, is not a Souls game at all, other than like a handful of elements, but it's still really good, and it still very much feels like FromSoft in a weird way. Like, I don't know, like there is something about how they make their games that even a game that is in a completely different genre, different setting, still feels like, well, this was made by FromSoft. It makes sense. The music is really good as well. I'll listen to the soundtrack every now and then, but man, I know I've been like straight glazing for 10 minutes, and that's because I really do like this game, and I think more people, especially more people within the Souls community, should be playing this game. And look, we still don't know when Duskbloods is coming out. This is a perfect time to get into it. I think my first playthrough, it took me about 20 hours to get to the end, and that was me doing like all of the arena stuff too. If I was doing just straight story, probably closer to like maybe 15, 16, 17 hours, somewhere around there. Like, it's not a super long game, but you can get your, like, multiple playthroughs in as well to get, like, the different endings. Go give it a shot. You can usually catch it on sale. I got it on sale for 30 bucks on disc. Cannot recommend it enough. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. If you like the video, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell button on the subscribe button so you get to, you get that notification whenever I put up a new video. And go follow me on TikTok. I like to post some stuff over there as well. But thank you so much, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you all in the next video.